Equality has a sense of treating everyone the same, that all of us have an opportunity to do what is right by looking at each other and treating each other as the same.
The word equality to me means, I think, fairness, treating other people the way that you would want to be treated.
Well, I believe equality, it means a lot of things to a lot of people, but when I consider equality, it's about equal opportunity according to your attributes and qualifications. I believe that it simply means, that everyone is considered according to the same standards so that everyone has the same opportunities according to the consistency of those same standards.
The word equality means to me is that we should all be treated equal, and no matter if we have different beliefs, no matter what our different gender is, no matter what different school we go to, we should all be treated with the same equal amount of respect and trust of each and every one of us.
Equality means to me respect. Respect for the individual, not based on color of the skin or the amount of education they have, but simply respecting a person for being a person.
Unfortunately, there's not. As much as we'd like to think so, we still have a lot of problems throughout the whole world. We even have problems with our own state and with our own nation. But as we talk about equality and about how to get and achieve that goal, we are responding more and more in the right direction.
No, unfortunately there's not. I think we have a long way to go in that regard. I think educating students starting at an early age, educating families, I think we have hope for that to come, but we're not there yet.
No, I don't. But that was when I used to try to find equality in the world. I don't look for equality in the world anymore. I look for it in people. So that I consider the population of people, and I believe that there are more people who are willing to give equal opportunity to everyone than not. That is how I judge a circumstance largely. It's based on whether or not the people in the situation or the circumstance believe in equality for everyone.
I think that certainly equality has improved throughout the world, especially in our country, and there certainly should be and can be improvements on that as well.
I think we're a little closer than we were a long time ago, many years ago, but I don't know that we're quite there yet. I think there are some groups that aren't as equal as they could be.
Tremendous impact on my life. Obviously, I would not have some of the opportunities that I have today if it was not for Martin Luther King Jr. and others who certainly paved the way for me.
The events of the March on Washington was a way of letting the world know about equality. Sometimes we digress into a world of just living within our own space, and we forget about what's happening outside our space. So by that march, it brings to play the problems that we have and how we can resolve them. It gets us talking about equality. It gets us talking about the problems and the social issues that we have. And by doing that, the more we talk, the more we can resolve those dilemmas that we still have.
Well, even though it happened before I was born, I was able to go to school with people, children of different races and different backgrounds that I probably wouldn't have if that hadn't occurred and helped the civil rights movement.
I was just a preschooler, toddler when that walk occurred, but I think it allows me to live in a world today where we have the hope for true equality, where people are valued on things that matter and not something like the way they look or a particular belief set. So I think that March has changed a lot of things for everybody today.
If it wasn't for Martin Luther King Jr., I wouldn't have met some of the people that I'm really close to.
I believe they forced change. They forced consideration. I feel like through peaceful means that it forced everyone to look into the mirror. It forced America to look into the mirror, and for us to consider the fact that we weren't the melting pot that we were claiming to be. I feel that the events on Washington, they forced the hand of this nation and this people, so that today, 2014, Curtis Adair has the opportunities to do the things that he's doing. If you don't mind me saying this, I'm very confident that had it not been for the civil rights movement, that I would not be sitting here right now as an administrator at the single best traditional high school in all of Guilford County.
The March of Washington affects my life greatly today. I get to good friends with people who I would never meet if it wasn't for Martin Luther King Jr. I get to see people that I would never be able to see. I get to hang out with people that I would never be able to see. He changed a lot of things. He opened up the world's eyes for them to see that equality is something that we need, not just something we want.
I think that anytime people can gather and exercise their right and raise their voice for their cause, that's always going to impact my life. If I'm not allowed to raise my voice and speak out against injustice and inequality, that's also going to impact my life. So the impact it has is just that I have a right to exercise my voice and to speak out against injustice.
They have impacted my life greatly, because if they didn't happen, if Martin Luther King Jr. never said that, I would not be able to go to school with some of the people I go to now. I wouldn't have these friends I have now. I wouldn't be able to do most of the things I do now with the people, and I am so grateful that it happened, and I am so thankful every single day for that.
I think that I have a lot of friends that I wouldn't have if the world was still as segregated as it was back in the 50s and 60s. I've gotten to know a lot of people, and I have a lot of good friends that we would not have been allowed to go to school together or work in the same place if we had, grown up or lived, back in, say, the 50s or before that.